actually had everything set and ready to go about 10 minutes ago. And then everything wanted to have its way. I do like this game. I like the art style. Very oil painting, but it has soul. Now apparently there's only one chapter released in this game. First chapter, so when we hit the end of the chapter, the game's done. There we go. I've got 8 action points. I need to decide who to do. Remember the crows. Don't know who the crows are, so you know what? We'll do the crows because I had 2 factions involved, and quite frankly, a smith has no neutrality on all of them. By definition, a smith should have neutrality to everybody. It's going to be stiff, sharpness level 3, one-handed regular point. On the plus side, I have more skills. So we can add fullers, curve the blade. I ain't got enough point yet, why I buy something like engraving or sword part bending. Only one of those I can do today. I can probably accept more than one person. Fair. Well, we might lose them when we put the tip in. My stiffness is up to -3. I could do a menial ridge. Point of stiffness just see, blue stiffness again. I think it makes things shorter so. Short blade, stiff, sharp. And one sharp point. Let's see. Now sharpness, part of this, can also be smooth cross section. Now we make the blade wider. Because I want to make the cross section. I take all the sharpness out. I don't know why I would take the sharpness out. It would make no sense to take sharpness out of the blade. Ah, there you go. We made it more by putting those different convex in. Made it more apple seed. clicked this one, so it like made me go cross-eyed. Let's see. What following? Put a slight curve on it. You can put the cross section on one edge. Just like that, it makes it a thing, but at the same time it's all. That actually changes stiffness. Because there's thick on one edge, so it's stiff. Point needs an extra bit of hammering because it's not. Right, anything fancy I want to do the thing. Weight shifting. I don't know if there's no point putting a follow, I like the idea of it. They say that's to reduce the stiffness, but I don't know why. Let's see why. But then I'm taking material in the middle, so that makes sense. Anyway, that should do for that. To the handle. Need another button for panning. Always fine that way. If they do panning on the other button when you're not getting anything selected, you can do it. Yeah. That's a tannerish look. Make it nice and light. The one handle. Hander. His mobility dropped with balance all the way up there. Current 8%. Balance like 15 in, so slightly heavier firmware, which pushes the weight back. You can have a nameless sword, because I don't like you. Perfectly honest. You know, that should do. It meets all requirements. Weight's a little thing, but the point of balance is decent. He snatches the blade and immediately makes a few savage practice cuts for the air. All this city might be full of milk bloods, but at least you know how to forge a proper blade. Not many weapons like this left in the world outside these walls. Don't see if these arena fights are worth it. No. I gained 48 reputation with the crows. I am known to the crows. Sort of. Right, I've got points, so let's salvage you. 14 steel back. I still need to find a proper steel merchant. The sword has seen better days, Smith. Can you help me? Of course. Ah, that's a nice easy one. Let's get a point the tap. There we go. I won't get away with putting me a little thicker. No, I guess not. There you go. We must submit parameters. Ooh, the balance is now well off. Put that back. Okay. I'll do it before you know what, I'm going to stop now before I faff about too much and make it worse. Oh, much better. Good work, Smith. Ian says that he inspects the blade, running his phone carefully along the edge. A nameless sword. I got 10 fellas out of it. Those jobs are not expensive and you can get lots and lots and lots of them because they're just quick repair work jobs. Now we know, like the last time, where Lucas Boriona is hiding. We made decent money, so. A massive difference compared to the old place. All the city streets eventually wind their way here, the grand plaza called Citadel Square. Market stalls trace the colourful maze around its perimeter. Above it all, the high citadel looms. Built into the bones of the mountain itself, the citadel's imposing gate is carved into sheer rock. Access is limited only to those of noble blood and their guests. Now, wagons fresh from the wastes unload their goods. A traveller in dusty leathers sits on a barrel, regaling children with tales of the world outside. The guards on the steps are not your typical city watch. The watch who patrol these streets and mend the walls wear battered breastplates and rugged cloaks. But the men guarding the citadel are knights. Their full plate gleams in the sun, their cloaks are of rich red velvet, display more plumage than an exotic bird. Their swords, as you expect to your expert eye, are of the highest quality. I gotta put that up, I'm gonna do that. Can I do that? You can locate the public notice board near the market stalls and pin your poster amongst the various announcements and advertisements. A few passers by glance over with mild interest. Meet with Lucas at the Fallen Doe. Lucas sits outside the Fallen Doe, deep in conversation with richly dressed men in silk brocade. When he sees you approach, he waves them away. How can I help you, my friend? Lucas listens to your tale with growing interest. When you tell him that his niece is outside city walls, he sits back in shock and reaches for his drink. By the burning dead, Shivana? I haven't seen her since she was knee-high. I thought my brother and all his family all perished in the Sundering. To find out my niece is alive, not only alive but just outside the walls? Why, it's a joyous occasion. Drink with me, my friend. He calls over to the waiter. What's your poison? The Asher and Star Ale is excellent, but the mead is rather good too. I got some mead sounds perfect. Growing as you drink arrive, you raise a glass and toast. To old faces and new friends. As he sets down the glass though, his joy is already fading from his face. Poor Shivana. She must be having endured great hardships across the waste. Getting through over the gate would be no small feat. Did she mention any skills? Botany, crafting, can she handle a sword? Does sarcasm count as a skill? Lucas lets out a quick laugh. Even when she was small, she had a quick wit. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to impress the guards. Every day, the marshal grows more reluctant to issue permits, as he's already overcrowded and undersupplied. I should go and visit her, make sure she's alright. Do you mind accompanying me? I'd appreciate the support of someone familiar with the camp. Just want to wear something inconspicuous. Your clothes will mark you as an outsider. Of course, give me a day to make the necessary arrangements. I'm not going to do that one. Where can I find steel for my forge? There's an ironmonger by the name of Quell who used to supply the princess with all the steel. She's got a stall over there somewhere. But it's vague in the direction of the market. Anyone looks for wood? I know a reliable carpenter. His name's Oskir. Last I heard, he was over on a steady stay, helping them out after some drunk crows smashed up the place. What do you think about what happened to Fesson Felber? Not much. He was here one day and gone next. I try to see the good in everyone. Sometimes it requires this magnifying glass. Fesson was one such case. He was rude and ill-tempered, though by all accounts an honest businessman. His wife, Ailey, was a kind soul, but sadly under the thumb of her brutal husband. She worked as an assistant in the forge. She went missing around the same time he did. I could ask for help, but I can generally build cash quickly. I mean, 85 hours a day jobs, yeah. But selling stuff and punching up other things. And some big ticket jobs will be. What do you need? She told me you moved to Earnkeep to find your fortune. Looks like it worked. I was rash and headstrong with men in my 20s. I identified trade routes between Earnkeep and Orlean, and that could turn a profit. But everyone else was just too stupid to notice it. But the route was less straightforward than I'd hoped. I made some marginal profit, but it wasn't long before the Houndsburg League took notice and started undercutting me at every turn. He takes contemplated a sip of beer, his eyes focused on a point in the far past. So what did you do? I realized my real talent wasn't in spotting trade routes, it was in spotting people. Even when my business was failing, other merchants would seek me out to talk through their problems. I started hosting information gatherings at the Fallen Doe. Just drinks and conversation. Merchants would complain about suppliers would go well shipping costs. I listened and remembered everything. Now, when I can connect people who can help each other, they show their thanks in their own ways. A bottle of fine wine, fresh bread at my door, a coin or two for my trouble. I never ask for payment. I just bring people together, and they show their gratitude in ways that keep me afloat. I still laugh about it sometimes. I spent years working all hours as a frustrated merchant, but I found my true calling at the bottom of the veil. What happened to the trade route? Well, now, the Sundering left it riven with chasms. Olin used to be our closest neighbour. The border was only a week's ride from here. Nowadays it feels like a distant stars. Eventually a lull as he drains his glass. Let's take a thoughtful sip. Tariona Purges is a pig. Is a reputation for hiking up interest and extending indentures well beyond their original terms. I do have some influence with him, however. A man from years back has left him in my debt. I'll visit tomorrow and see what I can do. You help me, just like that. If I help you out here, perhaps you'll help me get Sheva into sea. Thank you, Lucas. I won't forget this. So payback for telling me about my niece. See how society works? A chain of debts, obligations, and favours, looping back into one single act of kindness. It's beautiful. A pleasure. Leave Shiva's play with me. For the moment, there must be someone who owes me a favour. Hey, you walk beneath the awnings, keeping an eye out for anyone selling steel. Failure. Unfortunately, nothing will catch your eye, but it seems a promising spot to find a more reliable source of iron than the scrap peddler. The traveller sits on a barrel, whittling wood, and speaks in a rasping voice that somehow carries both the squares of a bow. Around him are several children listen raptly to every word. And so, as we finally left the leaching veil behind us, we spied the forest of wax. In the old days, those were just normal woods, but after the voices fell silent, the foul taint of wild magic twisted that place. I urge caution, but to skirt the forest would add weeks to our journey, my companion said, and spurred their horses straight into the wax-dripping trees. With a heavy heart I followed. Strange things lurked within the forest, spindly things, unnaturally long of limb, who wanted to catch us and hear our petty screams. One by one, my companions were taken. The orphans listened open-mouthed. Oh, mister, how'd you escape? Good luck and good instincts, my kid, child. A traveller's two greatest assets. The traveller gathers his belongings and slips away. Most orphans melt back in the crowd, their hunger for stories, say that, but you catch the eye of the largest, boldest one. What do you want? Any rumours about what befell the former swordsmith? No, I haven't. I don't care what happened to crusty old guy like that. Orphans go missing all the time. But no one asks us a question about us. Wait, orphans go missing? Didn't hear me the first time. Every month, one or two of us get taken. One of us get taken. The guards doing nothing. Not like you care either. pushes past you to leave, you feel a small hand sneak into your pocket. You know his wrist and a vice-like grip. My finesse isn't that good. My finesse is not silpois. It's better than my diplomacy. And I got points on that. Ouch! Hey, get off me! Didn't mean it. My hand slipped. Colwick, please. I didn't mean to. I'm gonna let you go for a warning. Don't try that again. Oh, I won't. Sorry, missus. He's gone as quick as a flash, and you're left on your own. The sun's slipping low beyond the horizon. Curfew draws near. The sea watch swing their bells and shouts as citizens make their way home. The evening air grows chill, and the warmth of the home beckons. Down steep and winding streets you go, leaving the bustle of the civil square behind. A new day has dawned. So we now have some. Apparently, the guy will offer me steel, wood. I can get. Okay, that's fine. He's gonna talk to the guy because he owes him a debt. Oh wow! If I do Dallin, danger to it. That's all, but that's all my action points. If I had, 10 action points, I wouldn't mind. But I'd rather pull off. I only do 2 of these if I do 1 of these. The young woman enters your workshop, her eyes as hard and grey as pebbles in a pinched face. She unfolds a piece of parchment, revealing a detailed sketch of a sword. Smith, take a look at this. The parchment is covered with detailed sketch of the officer's sword. Every measurement is annotated in precise hand. This is my grandfather's blade. He served in Tallin's army 15 years, back in the age of Song. Look at his blade, where is it now? Her jaw tightens for a moment, she looks away. My father sold it 3 months after grandfather died. Traded it to a wine merchant from Kurev for a cask of red weed, wheeled red. The cask lasted him 2 weeks. 3 generations of honour drowned in cheap wine. These drawings are remarkably detailed. I've had years to memorise every detail. Even after he retired, he trained with every morning. I watched him moving from stance to stance, as fluid as a river. I might do find that sound interesting. Some days he'd show me how to sharpen it, how to oil the lever, so it would be mine to pass down. Why commission a copy now? My son Marcus is being accepted in the Sea Watch. The ceremony is next month. You know what? I like the cut of your jib, and you're offering 100 Fallon. I love XP. Both of those are really good for me. And steel. So I'm getting steel back for this as well, which is good. I have a lot of steel, but it's good to get some. He should have his grandfather's blade at his side when he takes the oath, even if it's only an echo of what was lost. I say for 2 years before this, my husband thinks I'm being foolish, but he didn't know my grandfather. Does your son know about the original sword? I've told him stories, how his great-grandfather served with distinction. Well, I'd be her grandfather, so it's his great-grandfather. How the blade never failed him in 15 years of service. I haven't told him it was sold for drink. Let him believe it was lost honourably in battle. These drawings are specific enough. I can get started right away. Thank you, Smith. Make it worthy of my grandfather's legacy. So I want impact and sharpness. Heavy. I want the point of balance near the tip. So I want the balance to be over here somewhere. or down here. Hand and a half, narrow point, leather material, sharpen athar. This is a very honourable thing. Her father should not have sold it for drink with cheap ale, for cheap wine. Alright. Balance is 100% at this one. Weight and hilt of the blade. We need sharpness. Impact was dropped because we got thin. Profile taper. Thickness. Well, we want weight at the top, which wants a narrow point, so nice and narrow. We're going to put a taper thickness. Okay. Leave that, put it back. Leave that so we can. Sure. I need to put a cross section on it, so I'm going to put on one edge. We can push the weight up towards the tip. Then we might be able to put a I'll make this end here fatter. Like that. Look, it looks silly. But that doesn't actually do the trick. So it goes, no, and then widens out. I'd like to have done that with a taper. I'll leave that for now. Let's put tape on it. Tape the blade, make it less thick towards the point. I'm gonna flip this. Invert it. Yeah. And do that to make a heavy sort of tip. Like a leaf blade. By widening the tip out. Make it heavy at the tip, but light in the middle. I do like that. That is a nice touch. I think that it affects both sides, to be honest. Curve is a curve. What about a leaf curve? I just... Oh, that's like a coup. Oh, I like that. the other way I've done it, it's got as sharp as can be, but with a massive impact. That would really hurt, because I've made this edge really sharp. I could probably get away with both. Yeah, impact -1, that's fine. But you know what? That's sharp on either side, so it won't make a difference if the guy flicks it over in his hand. It'll still do the job. The tip point needs to be changed though. There you go. Now out a bit more. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the curvature. As much as I like it, I'll leave it like that, because it makes it nice and sharp pointy. That is a nice blade. It's got a thick spine, a good curvature. Thick spine and good impact. Weight is at the tip. But I pushed the taper thing up to the end, so it tapered it out of the width, made it fatter. And also 1.5 hands of material leather. Sword. That brings balance, well, point balance at the tip, because a tip heavy sword is designed to go swack. Let's see, do it with a mild taper thick. Expand it. How much one other hand? Now it's 1.5 hands. That's over 1.5 hands. Well, it's not a fast blade, but it'll do the. Put a heavy counterbalance on it. Mobility drops, mobility up. Balance is still, point balance is still 19 in, but that thing will hit you when you are going down. Rip level on wood. Make it alabaster. Do I have any gold? Not enough materials. I need 60. Wow. Solar? I need 6 of that. I guess I won't do the alabaster then, because that's too light. It blends in too much. Nice walnut brown. You know what, that stands out. Use a good side of the handle. I'm not going to put a fuller in and get away with this. It's got a thick middle bit, so again, I'd like it if you take the all pan zoom off the mouse wheel, or make it you have to press a button to zoom out. When you get to the end of the thing, you automatically zoom. Smooth and fuller. Kept is fine. Offset. I don't want the offset. Put back to the mill, please. Wow, I got a good impact, but it's a really... shaving the weight down. I don't like how deep that is, so that's fine. That's good. I've dropped its weight. See, followers can drop the weight without sacrificing the This is the way it gets. Shave off a little bit of the depth still. Yeah, 1.1 kilo is not too heavy. See, that's what I was complaining about. Reforged. This is the blade reforged. Fanna's hand trembles slightly as she reaches for the sword. She stops just short of touching it, as if she's afraid it might vanish. It's exactly as I remember. That's great, let me this stuff up as well more. See, if you have like a picture of the design, and like trying to make it match the design, it would be awesome. She has the blade with practiced ease, her grandfather's training evident in every movement. For a moment, years seemed to have fallen away from her face. He took me through the forms, one by one, taught me how to guard, how to strike. I never ended up using those skills. I just let them rust away. My grandfather would have been disappointed by that. The past can't be reforged, but the future can be. Touch you sharply, and the expression softened. Wise words, Smith. Tracks the sword carefully in oiled cloth, each fold precise and deliberate. As you turn to leave, she pauses at your door. My grandfather would have respected your craftsmanship, Smith. That's the highest praise I can offer. Reforged. A blade reforged. Oh, you guys spent a lot of steel on that. And we leveled up. Level 7. Right. Cry level 9. Side follows with rounded edges. If I get engraver, I can unlock. Increase my sword parts, and I can add engravings to a sword. Which is nice. Or I get the part bending, which allows me to make curved, really curved, fancy handles and such by bending the material. This allows me access to salvaging mastery and polishing. This gives you organized mind, which you know, I really want green materials, strong hands, bookkeeping. Organized mind sounds like it would give me more points, action points. So we'll take that one for now. Right, what does that give me? Increases my actions by 1. Good. Apply materials to engravings. Now this way you have gold. You can write out runic things in fancy letters. next one we'll get will be that, so we'll be level 8. Our finesse went up by 1. Ah, excellent. I've been passing finesse scores without score of anything, so hey! Go me. We'll get sword part bending, so we'll be level 8. And then we can see what these do. I think salvaging master means I get more stuff out of salvage. Right. Heirloom. A sack. Ooh. No one's received what's inside, okay. 49 Fallons. Okay. We'll never carry on crap, actually return to something new purpose. You know, we'll save that for another night. We'll get Bruker instead done, because that's extra 10 Fallon. My husband passed away a few days ago. This was his blade. I told him it needed maintenance, but he said it was fine. What do you think, blade? Yes, this blade clearly needs some work. I thought so. If you fix it for me, I'm alone now. I need a weapon I can rely on. I don't need anything sharp. Oh, I kid thee. Oh, thank God, I showed an edge here down here, but I kid thee not, you couldn't cut her. Well, that alone has made it sharp. And not just the rest of it. I've had a regular point. There you go. You now have a blade that can actually slice. See, that's how the taper works by pushing. It's cross section. It is. But is it there? Untouched. Oh, hello. Bend. I wonder if they can actually start doing that. Oh, it's so much better. Even to my own trained eye. Better than carrying before. Mikey Smith. Hey, name the sword, but that's how you. So you can. I'll have to try that on the next blade. I do single edge and see if I can put bend and curve in it. You know, add ricasso to it. Make some really nice blades out of that. Okay. Out and about. We made plenty of money. Let's do a Lucas. I want to get her inside the walls as soon as I can. So, the beating heart of Eren Keep. Ooh, wagons fresh from wastes, drones' tails. I don't know, good. Yay! Sure enough, a friendly ironmonger selling pots and pans. Her arms are covered in burn scars from prior accidents in the furnace. Someone had moved into some Felber's old forge. How's to keep treating you? How many other days staying in business? Folk will be happy to have a swordsmith in town who's less surly than Fesson was. What happened to Felber? There was a voice. Rumour is he got sent to the far mines for murdering his wife. Would explain why she went missing alongside him, but no one's sure. Once were enemy if that were true. Old Fesson had a temper. His black moods would end up with black eyes for the poor woman. Well, of course, that's my trade. I did the same for Fesson when he was around. I can only tell you'll be more pleasant to deal with. Yay. Your ration token buys you a blackened sausage and a chunk of coarse bread. Tell what went into the sausage when you don't ask. Yay, I'm well fed, so I'll get some more points next day. Relatively small, only a little larger than man, and so well being that you can scale it to make out its feature. Wherever it once held aloft in is broken off at some point across its time-long march. Now it's just grasping at empty air. Fallen dough, deep conversation, rich reciprocity. Rocard. Ah, there you are. Thank you again for bringing word of my niece. Are we ready to talk to Chef? I am ready. Look at the shoot his usual finery for simple peasant clothes. Let's go. Stands from his table, looking back at the last of his drink, and just a few to follow. Back outside. Outside the walls of Ironkeep, desperate souls gather in makeshift tents, pleading for entry. Now that you've gained the reality of the city, visiting this place brings back an onslaught of painful memories. Steps delicately through the churned mud and puddled sewage, staring about in pure horror. The applicant's gaze resentful back, their hollow skull, eyes hollow and skull-like faces. He may be distressed shabbily, but he's clearly an outsider. He has meat on his bones. I had no idea it was like this. Any one of these people will skin you alive for a life as the lowest beggar in Ironkeep. I should know. Well, now you know. Yes, I suppose I do. The men fall silent. You pick your way through between the ragged tents until you finally reach Shavana. She's crouched outside her tent, gnawing on a chicken bone. Up, and her mouth turns to a perfect O of shock when she sees Lucas. She rushes to him, and enveloping him in a fierce hug. Chef, I can't believe it. You really are here. Uncle, you came. By the burning dead, your skin and bones. Go, here, take this. Had brought as much food as he could spare from his weekly rations. A loaf of dark bread, 3 withered apples, and a chunk of salted meat wrapped in cloth. Sheva attacked with gusto, tearing into bread like a ravenous wolf. Well, yeah, given what they're allowed to eat out here, and getting food is... We had spent days trying to get food. It's pain to do it. It's good to see you two reunited. You weren't lying, she's actually here. I can't believe my little niece travelled all this way. So many hardships. Thank you for letting me know where to find her. Thought you should hear about it. And it cost me nothing to tell you. You're welcome, Lucas. I don't know how much I can thank you, though. Enough, Smith. I'll be forever grateful. Yeah, Uncle, sit down. We have so much to talk about. You sit with Chev and Lucas for a long time as the two of them catch up. They avoid discussing the stories of their survival since the Sundering, Chev's harrowing journey across the wasteland, Lucas' comforting the rise within Ironkeep society. Instead, they stick to old family anecdotes, comforting and bittersweet. And you were so excited from the puppet show, you were sick right down my back. Your father laughed until he cried. She was laughing and crying too, wiping away tears as she relives the memory. Oh, those were the days. I miss the world we used to have. Aye, lass, so does everyone. I wish we could chat all day, but we're going to head back soon before it gets dark. My next step, Shavana, is to get you safely to Ironkeep. Every day you're out here carries a risk. What if I take her on as my apprentice? Not good enough, I'm afraid. The keep is only interested in accepting master level arsons. You know, you know how difficult it was even for you to get your work permit. Yeah, I had to make a sword for the psycho captain who threatened to string me up. When I'm back in Ironkeep, I'll call in for all the favours I can. I know the Marshal has been clamping down hard on permits recently, but perhaps I can pull off a miracle. Is there anything I can do to help? Chef, is there anything you need? Actually, yes. While my uncle's busy calling in favours, could you make me a sword? Something lightweight, small, but sharp. Yeah, out here, having a blade is actually worth more than gold. Money's useless out here if you haven't got anything to protect yourself with. Beasts don't care how much cash you've got. Even the ones that come for your money. She shivers, eyes scanning the dark shapes of the tents around her. I can't pay you, but I'd appreciate it. I'm starting to worry about where the rusty bread knife under my pillow isn't enough. Has anything happened? Nothing to me, not yet, but the nights are growing longer and people are getting more desperate. And to be honest, by coming out and seeing me like this, you've made me into a target. There'll be jealous whispers, people will wonder if you've bought me food, and if they can take it without a fight. No problem, Chef, I can make you a sword. I'll pay you for that dear time, Smith. I insist on it. I also wouldn't object if you brought me some food, Smith, just once in a while. Food and pleasant company are both scarce supply out here. It's getting dark, we have to go. Stay safe, Shivan. Shivana. Shivan smiles soft, often. But her smiles are always tingled by bitterness and sorrow. Now she smiles genuinely. It's like the sun bursting through the clouds. I will, Uncle. Thanks for everything. The two embrace somewhat awkwardly, and then you accompany Lucas as he makes his way back to the city. The whole stairs of the applicants follow you all the way to the outer gate. Right. Lucas. Wow, Lucas wants... In your workshop, glancing around with curious eyes and broad smile, he walks over to your rack of tools, weighing the hammer in his hand. By the dead, this thing is heavy. Or maybe it's just been too long since I last lifted anything heavier than a yellow mug. Tidings, Lucas? Tidings, alas, this is not merely a social visit. Do you know why I'm here? Any new blade for my Shivana? Something to keep us safe in that horrendous camp. Short, sharp, concealable. It's no good if someone steals it. Can you start right away? I can, Lucas. Lucas, I can. Unfortunately, I don't know how to work magic into this, otherwise I'd be enchanting the blade with something horrible. Maybe a gift from Nurgle. Leech has a few nasty little tricks of his sleeve as well. Short, sharp. Actually, I'm popping multiple things, so. Tip. I'm thinking like a Ricasso dagger here. I'm gonna pull full on dagger. Sniffers down. Like if I set it to this one-sided, I keep the stiffness up. The hard part is getting the sharpness in. Nice, smooth, as I said before in its little thing, nice smooth edges pushing out will give you the what you need. Change length. I need to put the weight in. Well, yeah, it's overall weight, so that includes the handle. Yeah, put a steel line on it. That's silly why it's doing that. I'm not sure why. Alright, so this is what. See, this is all better thing. Would be better if you can see it on a full blade. I mean, I'm currently going light. Current weight is 0. How I got that, I do not know, but anyway, back to the handle. That gives me the weight. A nice disc pommel gives me a weight. Good weight. That is a short, sharp blade, and you will not survive if it hits you. Short, sharp, deadly. I do not have the metal. You can't put on the, you put on these, but you can't put on the blade. Okay, so that's, yeah, it needs stabby. High speed. Balance is, well, point balance is minus 2 centimeters. That's how far back we push the balance on it. So that's well in your hand. Tippish. Swift. And it's sharp. It comes with a very narrow point. That will slip in. That will slip between plate mail. It's almost a stiletto. Stiletto dagger. High speed. High mobility. Sharp. And still stiff, while maintaining a stiff body for quick stabbing. Once the blade is done, you send a messenger to fetch Lucas. He arrives at your fort within the hour. Let me see it, Smith. Let's see it, Smith. I hope it's the blade's with you, my niece. Show him the dagger. He holds it up to the light, rubbing his chin thoughtfully, twisting it this way and that. Then he smiles ruefully. To tell the truth, Smith, I know nothing about blades, nothing at all. But this one looks fine to me. I'll arrange your payment. Every penny well earned. What now? You should take this blade to Shiva at once. I'd do it, but I'm still busy trying to call favors in on her behalf, and to tell the truth, the camp discomforts me. Give my love over some cold steel, keep her safe from the camp's dangers while we're arranging her rescue. Stabby. That is actually a really sharp looking blade. It's short, well refined, short, small guard. We made a small fortune on that one, so yes. Tannery, so these missions are still there, so I'm going to get Chev out. I want Chev armed with something so sharp that she could quite literally seek out Chev. outside the tent, and as you approach, she smiles. She stifles a cough. Following your hesitation, she smiles sadly. I know what you're thinking. She has got the malady that springs around the camp. Truth is, I don't know. But I surely don't feel right. You better stand upwind just in case. Good sword, yet. No whispers in the camp about folk going missing at night. I'd feel better with a blade at my side. Gee, not much. After all, the rationing is still only enforced within the city limits. But it's still a feast by the camp standard. My savage determination, only after it's gone, she's seeking individual crumbs for her clothes does she speak. Sorry if my tale of manners offend. You know what it's like out here. Here's your sword. So I sent a few experimental jabs in the air. If anyone comes after me at night, I can give them something to think about. By the way, has Lucas found a way to get me to sea? I'm not sure. I'll go ask him. Thank you. Can't live in the camp. Oh, as you expect, wretched and hungry. Inspired. These are your tales, with mingling with wistful envy. Drinking in every word, seeing that reaction reminds you of how lucky you are to have found a place in the sea. To raise a hand in farewell. Some hideous illness is rippling through the camp. The moans of the dying mingle with the sobs of the bereaved. Fly-blown corpses lie beside overstuffed graves. Then you spot Cholo limping through the mud. He looks at you with doleful eyes, then hobbles away with his head downcast. To churned mud through ragged tents, past hordes of coughing near skeletons, with eyes full of blazing jealousy. Then he barks once and pads softly and pads inside. Tadek Mord, the last son of the Morder clan, is lying on his bedroll. The boy looks like nothing more than rags draped over bones. He is not breathing. Pads over gently nudges his fallen master. Sandrik's body shifts slightly, then settles back in place. What going first? Starvation or disease? Most likely a combination of the two. Sandrik Morn is dead, far too young. Dig one more grave beside the others. I'm sorry if I'm going to go a bit quiet here, because I know it's a game, but it's a little too hard, too close to home for me. Fixed in place, eyes downcast. The sun sinks. The soft bark dog turns away and nuzzles your flank. I wonder. Oh wow. I wonder if there's a way to actually. I wonder if there's a way to go there and find Sandrik early, and save him and the family. Hunts for treasures and brings you into your doorstep. Helps unlock more skills. Let him come in filth and fleas is real. For spots of mangled fish flanked. Poach. While in the wasteland, he's not going to waste any time saving his meals. Bass, once you've scrubbed him with soap and upended him in the first bucket over his head, he discovers that he doesn't like it. Yelping, apparently having decided you intend to drown him. Although, afterwards though, Troll looks like a new dog. His fur is glossy and shiny, and the flea infestation has been mostly combed out, resentfully after the rest of the day. You growling with each deep soggy contentment as you soak through his flank. You ever met a dog that could sleep so long and so deeply? So he'll bring me goods. Who are you? Young woman. Well, the young woman who strides into your forge wearing practical riding clothes, but silk ribbons in her hair and a proud bearing mark her out a girl of noble birth. Trailing behind her is an awkward boy of similar age, with thicker eyebrows and a wispy beard. He stays silent. No one does the talking, clasping his hand in hers. You there, Smith. I am in need of a sword for my fiancée, Albie. He intends to fight a duel with my stepfather. Isn't that right, Albie? Albie nods nervously. He looks like he swallowed a wasp. And who might you be, young lady? I am Lady Corsetta, eldest daughter of the Faircliff dynasty. You're new in town, so I'll forgive you not gasping in amazement. We're a very old and established family in the High Court. The Faircliffs have been in keep since the days of the King Ifamonde. Why did your fiancé need to fight a duel with your stepfather? Poor Albie is only a stable boy. Our marriage promises to be quite the scandal, and my stepfather has already promised to have him killed if he goes through with it. A duel with my hand is the only way I love to flourish, right, Albie? Albie nods miserably. What kind of sword do you desire? Only one of the very best swords or two for my fiancée. It must be sharp and true, of course, but also beautiful like me. 6 engravings. Material gold. Oh well, vile. Gold. Oh, I have to accept it right now. I got 1 gold. I need a merchant. Well, what's else? Hi, Quell. Let's do your wares. Oh wow, you don't sell gold. Tell me other things, but you don't sell me gold. Thankfully, there's no limit on time on the buying of things. You know what? I'll buy that. Let's give me some more stuff. I can use. Buy Ironmonger. Yep. I'm going to have to talk to Scrappy. Scrappy! If you sell gold, I'm going to need to buy probably all of it. Heavy hand, twisted steel. Quillian block. I don't want to spend all my stuff though. Bye. Bye, Scrappy. I'm not contagious, I promise, sir. Right, I got 13 gold, which might be enough for you. The engravings isn't a problem. Okay, I can do the engraving, that's not a problem, but my god. This bit's not required at all. You said give me a good blade and you've just asked me to make sure it's got gold on it. A good blade requires something a little more than just gold. Being adorned with gold. A good blade requires some decent... I'll make him a fantastic blade. seems to move faster if you hit towards the end. Tip. Right. I'll leave it a spine. Yeah, if I make it a slight apple seed, I get the sharpness out of it and actually can keep the spine thicker. Go for a hollow grind. It actually affects sharpness because you're going for a hollow style. But you can remove that by getting rid of the medial ridge in the middle. A regular point. Though girl, you have absolutely no idea what a blade should look like. I kid thee not, you know nothing whatsoever. Everything else is just, well... By that impact of sharpness. Go figure on that one. Wow. Oh, let's just do that. That looks silly. That's thickness. Right. Taper width, I think. Regular point, nice sharp point. Might extend the fuller to near the tip. Nice rounded fuller. There's got a little stiffness to it. You can't extend any further because well, I should let it allow it. Well, it's highly mobile and very sharp. Right, let's go to the stupid part of this section. It's a one-hander, so take that. That'll give a decent balance. Point balance is still 13 centimeters though. That's better. Speed's improved because we got the point balance back. Now we need to put some engravings on the blade because they're stupid. No, it's right shift to keep it sync. Oh, can we make it really deep? Interesting. 6. Good thing I bought so much gold. A dark handle. Oh, actually, no, black looks better. Why did you make that black? I'm not sure why you made that black, but still. We don't yet have the ability to put material onto the engraving, which would then make the engraving stand out. Marriage? Question mark. The young lady Faircliff holds the sword up to light admiringly. Ooh, it's ever so good, isn't it, Albie? She hands it to her fiancé, who holds it like he fears it may explode. Oh, I can already hear the wedding bells. You just need to get this duel out of the way, Albie, and then we can be together forever. Just dance a little, Albie, put your weight behind the blade. Instruction was pathetic gratitude. You take him through some basic sword strokes, judging by his fumbling attempts. He's got neither experience nor natural talent. Albie's a born warrior. Now come on, there's no time to waste. Poor Albie's gonna get himself killed. With a queasy expression, Albie sheathes his new blade. Lady Faircliff deposits a bulging sack of coins on your workbench top and leaves, hand in hand with her lover. Marriage! Marriage! Marriage, yes, marriage! And we never saw him again. Made a fortune on that, though. I need to buy some steel, though. Quell has good products. What did you think of me? Well, his temperament was foul and let's curdled milk, but he knew how to make my steel blade sing. I just paid his poor wife. Well, that's not my business to discuss. Point is, he knew his craft. You've got big bills, Phil. Yes? Where are you from, Quell? I was quartermaster for the garrison at Dredge Spike, 40 leagues from here. We held out longer than most after the Sundering. Good walls, strong leadership. We had no trouble keeping plagues and monsters at bay. The walls mean nothing when starvation takes hold. Our little company of starving soldiers stuck out for Eren Keep. We started out 2,000 strong, but the hunger and the wastes whittled us down. Still, the Marshal was pleased to welcome trained warriors with their full equipment, provided we joined the Watch and pledge our loyalty. Now they'll sneak in among the rank and file. Kept my head down, joined the Halsberg League, and eventually they secured me a full citizenship. There's those vein Iron Teeth Mountains north of here. You can see the peaks of the horizon from the sea walls. Dangerous work. Some will go to the mines for danger pay. Most aren't willing, not exactly paid. Anyway, if you return, without those mines, I'd have no stock and you'd have no forge. Of course, you need to pay your dues to the Halsberg League to have access to the iron supply. Well, they're indispensable. Before the League took me in, I was scrounging for scraps, barely keeping my stall. Now I've got guaranteed shipments and protection. A lot of people think the League are corrupt. And there's some folk who abuse their positions, but the mission of the League is to rebuild the world, to stitch together what fragments remain after the voices fell silent. I'm lucky to be a part of it. That. You have to understand, for centuries, Eren Keep survived through trade with other cities. With farms, with towns, with guilds. Those things vanished during the years of Ash, one by one, leaving Eren keep to fend for itself. The city was ready to wither than the last leaf on a dead tree. The Masked King's barrier keeps the city safe, but the League is what keeps it from hunger. Without us, no ore would reach Eren Keep, the logging camps would be in the hands of warlords, the farming district would still be a graveyard. This land once prospered thanks to a thousand chains of commerce. One by one those chains were snapped. The League is trying to forge one new and bring back the world that was. You admit the League is corrupt. One of the reasons I joined the League is to fight against those corrupt elements. Cynicism is just a sophisticated means of surrender. Remember, when you see a child with full belly or hold a steel blade in your hand, that's the League's work. The corruption is just bitter rust on the surface, or something far greater being forged. Yep, I need some steel. Prices aren't bad. You know what? I'll buy another book. Or will it be short for the next day? But no, buy another book. Yeah, Sword of the East Volume 2. I don't think I have the Sword of the East Volume 1, I think that's in the hands of the guy outside. I want that. Oh, it was risky. But you have like a hot fortune, mate. I don't know how you. Modular thinking. Quillian block flat. Bridge. Quillian round. Ring, 4 ring, and 5 more. And I booked. Heavy hands, twisted steel. The Smith's Companion, Sword Essentials, Squaring Circles, Sword of the East, Volume 2. Don't know who has Volume 1. Buy modular thinking, give me the extra one there. You are like being paid quite well. I will note. Now, I unfortunately couldn't do a lot of things in my own business because I was exhausted from yesterday. On the plus side, my diplomacy's up. Promise. Yep. Expert in diplomacy, and that made me tired. Or why did I have 2 more points to spend on sword forging? That one still needs time to go, so else. Yep. Let's get the carpenter. Look at the carpentry. The steady stay. If I spend food or money here, I'm going to be poor. The steady stay is one and keeps more refined. Inns here, scented candles, tinged the air with jasmine, and every surface is sparkling clean. A stout man stands behind the bar, his face a mass of friendly wrinkles. The beating rhythm of the thinner of a hammer echoes across the restaurant as a carpenter replaces floorboards and supervised by a young woman with a stern expression and an eye patch. The inn is mostly empty. You could count the patrons on one hand. Welcome to the City Inn. We offer clean rooms, good food and drink for saving. Royce, stop fussing over there and greet our guests properly. Even has a strong accent you can't quite place. The lilting rhythm reminds you of Olean, but the cadence is off. I'm not fussing, father. The carpenter needed help. I'm not fussing, father. I'm going to say that's a woman. Am I on way to do? Nonsense, nonsense. Come in. Right, I'll put down away that scowl and show our guest a smile. It's an inn, not a funeral home. Woman with an eye patch sighs, tension evident in every line on her body. In the distance, a bell tolls the hour as a woman's gaze falls upon you. The 7th chime hangs in the air, her eyes widen in shock recognition. Then, so quickly as if nothing ever happened at all, she adopts a neutral mask. Aha. She recognized in shock or recognition. Greetings. Apologies if my father broke your eardrums. Business has been slow recently and he's excited to see a new face. What was that look you just gave me? It's nothing. What can we do for you? Food, board, or both? I recommend the meat and mushroom pie. My brother Keon bakes the best in pies in Erin Keep. I'll take a slice of pie. I'll get that for you. There you're wolfing down a slice of pie with a generous helping of mashed parsnip. It's cooked to perfection. I don't care about the mushroom part, but I like the sound of it though. I like the meat part. Just not keen on mushrooms. When you finish, you've a permanently full belly and a newfound appreciation for the humble parsnip. You lay some coins on the table, money well spent. Excellent, so we're good now. We're well fed, we've got some extra juice on us. Speak to the carpenter. The carpenter's hammering down 4 balls in the corner of the restaurant. He glances up, wiping sweat from his brow. What is it? What is it? I'm in a state supply of wood. Can you help? The carpenter looks you over. I spied Fesson, I did. Good man, reliable. Doesn't sit right with me, you taking over his forge like this. What if he comes back? I'm going to find out what happened to Fesson. In the meantime, trade with me. Well, I am curious myself, sad state of affairs. When a man can vanish like that and no one says the word. Mr. Parmesan offers you in a handshake. If you need anything, just say a word. Why do you think the old Smith went missing? I don't like to speculate on such matters. Old Fesson was most likely stuck his nose where it didn't belong. The captain raises the color's hand in farewell, then resumes his hammering. He thought it would be tower over him if the two were stand next to each other. When he turns to you, the smile so broadly, his eyes practically vanish in wrinkles. Forgive my daughter. She thinks helping the poor old father run the inn is beneath her talents. Perhaps she's right, but don't tell her that. He laughs until he has tears in his eyes. I just wish he would smile more. Be more pleasant with our guests. First impressions are everything. Do you mind if I put up a poster advertising my forge? By all means, yes, hang it over there, by the entrance. Then back to my hope for the stay's patrons will take notice. The more people who know about my forge, the better. Do you know anything about Fesson Felber's disappearance? Yes, I visited the forge around the time it vanished. I was looking for a commissioned new pair of knives for the kitchen, but by the time I got there, Fesson was already gone. Only his poor wife was there, sobbing and asking if I knew where her husband was. I told her she was just being silly. I was sure Fesson was fine. Oh, what a fool I could be. The wife vanished too not long after that. So, Fesson vanished first and then his wife? Yes, that's just what I said. But we have a new Smith now, yes? All's right with the world. Ah, blacksmith. Such a useful skill to have. I'll send the customers to you if they need a new wagon for fencing wastes. Facing the wastes. My name's Niku Kami, Master of Boys, Lord of Fine Ale, as you can see from my girth. That accent, where are you from originally? You're keen here. I was born on a little bit of sand and sunshine called Pospe. It's one of the 70 islands of Kajavo, deep in the Lazumi Sea. Lazuline Sea. Not so many people Kajova around in not many of the Kajovan people here and keep. The journey is difficult. I used to ride on an Aurelian trading vessel, and I'm sailing for many, many moons to reach the Kareva coast. This was 30 years ago, before the long dusk, before my Rissel was born. I was lucky to arrive here in those days, before everyone and my grandson was trying to get into the keep. But I will never know what befell my beautiful island of Kajavo in the years since. If I ever learn anything about the fate of the 70 Islands, I'll come to you. This I appreciate, though part of me quails in fear. What if you bring me bad news? Perhaps no news is better, yes? You know, Miss Kajavo? Of course, taste of the Karuva fruits. The pulse of the sea, the way the sun sparkles on the waves like a shimmering blanket of fish scales. My home, my people, my heart. What made you leave? There's a smile just for a moment and stared off in the distance. They didn't know why I left. I was a young man and the island was too small for my dreams. My mama begged me to stay, but I laughed in her face. Foolish, but if I'm a fool, I'm a lucky fool. I made my way to Erin Keep in the days before the Sundering. Back then, new rivals didn't have to earn their way past the gates. When the Sundering came, the king protected us. And of course, if I hadn't come here, I would have never met my dear Rissel. For the fate of the keep, deep current of the sea, we cannot see where it's taking us, but we cannot resist its pull. I agree. Let's look to the future, yes? I get the impression she isn't happy here. Never happy. So serious, so somber. The girl's forgotten how to smile since... she dreams of impossible things. She simmers like a boiling pot stewing regrets until she can taste nothing else. I tell her just to be happy. Life's too short for such brooding. The customers prefer to see his happy face. She doesn't listen to her papa. Nice talking to you, Niku. The pleasure is mine. Come back soon, my friend. In front of herself, she arches an eyebrow. Yes. Any rumours about what happened to the Fessin Belber? You just my father about that. He visited the Fessin's forge just after he went missing. He tilts her head, regarding you carefully. Decide is the wrong word. Sometimes we're called to one path, but fate delivers us elsewhere. I'm grateful for my father taking me in. You know, he can be a little pig-headed sometimes. What path were we walking before? Said he stay. Same path we're all walking. We marched to tune of the songs. Then the voices fell silent, and the future was rewritten. It's amazing how quickly years of work can be irrelevant. We all have callings. The trick is recognizing them when they arrive. I spent the last decade waiting for the right constellation for circumstances. What happened to your eye? To common decency, do you think it's polite to ask a stranger about their disfigurement? She smirks at the look on your face. Relax, I jest. I'll tell you, if you tell me something. What is your greatest fear? What people are capable of. What I'm capable of. Well, you aren't the only one with those thoughts. Give me an answer, and a fair one at that. I suppose I have to honour my promise. And to my eye, I gave up willingly, and I received nothing in return. Sounds like there's more to that story. Life is like sailing. You can't choose the winds, but you can set your sails. I disagree. I think life is a game where you can only learn the rules after you have already lost. Yeah. A new day has dawned. Well, we're well fed, which means we have more points. And what did you bring me today? Go well. Excellent. I will feed and pet him daily and hopefully things will progress. it seems like there's a chance he will pick up some goods for us. We have so many books now. We have so many options for our bladesmithing. Ooh, another good. Yep, another good quest. Oh, well, yeah. About 1,000 off, but man, we're leveling that quick. Right, what's on the docket today? We've got 10 points. We can actually do that, and that, and still have time for a forward. I think so. I can actually do all these, most of these. I'd love to have like 15. Yeah, because 10 will be that. 4, 8, 9, 14, 20. If I had 20 points, I'd do all of them in one go. 21 points, I'd do all of them and do some forward salvaging afterwards. Oh, wonderful, you're here. I need a sword. I probably won't even use it, but everyone seems to have one these days, don't they? Well, you want sharpness, you want... Oh, I have that book. Yes. Haha. I have the book. That book is mine. Mine and mine alone. Magic stronger than mine? Magic? Science beats magic. And yet some scientists would simply say that magic is merely a form of science we do not understand. It was a narrow point. I'll work the tip in first, then we get the... In case I need to like adjust. Flip that. Make it so ovoidy. That one get a little thinner. Yes. We'll do finer taps for this to make it a little nice and sharp. Stiffness is non-existent though. Better. I like to have a little stiffness in the blade. It makes it starts to bend. So it's like can stab. If it has no stiffness, it's like no stabbing capabilities. Well, considering you want a simple blade, you know what? I'll take what we've got at the moment. I would do like the look of it. Go down to smooth fuller. I'll go from the end and feel like a little bit of Picasso. That's the cross section. There you go. Now we got a full in the middle, which was knocked down the weight. It's nice. Well, that is a nice lightweight blade. 0.3. Can of beans would be heavier than that. Right, she wants from the east. Oh, so lucky. All that. And I can add quillions. Quillian block to this. So I can add quillions onto it. Ooh, a forge ring. Well, I'm like connectors. not sure. End caps. There is so many fancy things on this option now. Which one's a one-handed blade? I feel like I should put a curvature on this now, just for the sake of a baggy. Okay, I've got to put a curvature on this blade now. It's a requirement. This blade must have curvature. It's a curved blade, it's got habaki. Right, so, I guess now I've got to figure out how to do a level wrap, I suppose. Oh, I got so many fun things to play with now. I can make sweeps and knuckle guard. Cool. Rings and modular thinking. Rings on it. Well, that throws off my nice Eastern Europe. That's weight-wise fine. Balance is good. Point balance is at 10, so I need some ribbons. I didn't need to put leather on it, but I want leather. Tyson Portal. I got Feral now. Navakis. So I could make all sorts. Awesome. Technically I don't need in the sharpness department. I only need to put this to make one cross section of like single edge. Because these sort of blades are usually single edged. But I can't fit hormones on this, I'm afraid. Name of the sword has been made. She squeals with delight as she takes the sword, holding it up to admire it from every angle. Oh my goodness, it's so pointy! I could practically stab someone with this. She punctuates the statement by jabbing at the air. How long do you think it would take for me to become an expert in swordplay? If I practice every day? 3 weeks? 4? You're excitable, lady. I made her. Okay, I need to make a really long sword now and make the. Because I want to just come in with like a no sword length requirement thing so I can make the no Adachi. It's like a giant sword. You know what would be a nice feature in this? If they, I know they didn't put it in this game, because it's making the sword shape by the looks of it, the shape by the looks of it. But a really cool feature would then be put a quench before you'll go to move to do the handle. If you say quench, do a quench section. And you're hammering it for sharpness, but technically you'd use the grind wheel for that. Right, I can make this. If I do Dalian here, there's 2 points. Julian or Dalian. And it gives me a point for Roman. If I do Dalian, I can do Roman and still get a point for scrapping. Or I do. I think one more one actually. Watchman walks into the workshop, oddly shaken-faced, his eyes red-rimmed and bleary. Your eye is drawn to the empty scabbard at his hip. A replacement blade, Smith. I lost mine in Well, I can't remember why I lost it, to be honest. I was pretty drunk last night. If I report it missing, the quartermaster will have my hide. And my pay for 3 months. And what are you wanting? I'm a practical fella, Smith. My practical needs? Make me a sword plain, simple, sharp. You want mobility. I want more sword at east though. I'll do the guards guy, and I can get a point to do this and a point for scrapping. Oh wow, I can just accept them both. Speed is fine right now. I could just turn this in if you want. This is not a sword. It's a block of iron. For speed, I need to make it lighter and draw back a longer handle. Okay, 91% should be good for that. Yeah, the narrow point though. Okay, cross section. That'll do actually for sharp for that as well. If we put a smooth fuller 2/3 of the way up the blade. Essentially I'm lightening the blade up. The blade is really, really light. So got that, got that, got that. So it moves to the handle. I can't offer it to him right now, he's not a sword. So morning sun. So long as I use 2 of these pieces, will be fine. That pulls speed up because the point of balance is at the hand rather than the... It's still a one-handed blade, so that's fine, we haven't got to 1 hand and a half. But the point of balance has been pulled back away from the tip towards the handle. That there. Not sure what that actually does. I really don't know what that does. Ah. What is this thing anyway? That was excellent. I'll just do that to make and then wrap the thing until it gets wrapped in leather. Speed is going great because the weight is right. The tip of this is coming right down here. Yeah, point balance is well down now. I have met every requirement going. Use as little material as possible. So yeah, you know what? That's actually pretty well nice. I think you put that in for a ridge line. What is this for? It makes no sense. But then it stops it from being one-handed. Take that off for now. Point and balance is still 8 centimeters up, so. So that'll be fine for that. Completes with 2 parts of the zone east, gives it the other part. He asked for gold, a gold material, so. Nameless sword will be made. He slides the back getting into a sky with visible relief, which is his belt so it sits properly again. The Courtmaster won't know the difference. You're saving month and a half of rations at latrine duty. Yeah. I don't know what that thing I had was. It's for something. Thank you. No. Not gonna tell. Unfortunately, I don't think you come with a thing for this. I think my toughness goes up because of this one. Yeah, AP and toughness. If I hadn't have taken the hearty meal thing, I would be currently sitting on less toughness. But then again, maybe getting some toughness will give me my boost points. Right, Roman. Yeah, you want me to sharpen this bad boy up. Weight's being reduced too low though. We'll change the convex to that. Make it a little more smoother. Give me sharpness back. And let's see, point. Tap. Tap. There you go. Your sword back in full function now, mate. Wow, that's gonna come in handy. Thank you, Smith. I spent absolutely no material on that whatsoever. So I can gain some materials back. Get some wood out of that. I'll need steel going forward though. Still, made money. Den. I don't know what the den was. Now we'll talk, see what's going on with my tannery fella. And the stinkers are. Yes. Means your dog's hunch at the outskirts. See the tannery's owner. Per desk is leaning back at his desk, feet up, a cloth napkin placed carefully over his eyes as snoozes. When you enter, he sighs and lifts one of the napkin's corners. You again. What do you want? Has Lucas spoken to you about Castleman's debts? He scowls as though hoping you'd forgotten. You forget to mention Lucas at all. Aye, he came by this morning. I don't know why he's calling in that favour for this, of all things. So, you're willing to release Caswin? No, it's asking too much, even for Lucas. Pulls a ledger from a drawer and makes a show of flipping through it, running a finger down a column of figures. Debt is substantial, 10 more years of labour minimum, and the man's already been treated with unusual leniency. If I freed him without payment, I'd be a laughingstock. Out of respect for Boreana, I could, grimace as though in physical agony. I'll reduce the settlement to the full 1,000. It's quite worth me. Mere 300 meter release, so far my gratitude extends. Yeah. If I had toughness, like really high toughness score, I'd probably be able to take him out now. Very well, I will go with the funds. But doing business. Could work for an evening. Of explanation. Hey, I succeeded. Muscles burn after a day at the forge, they crave rest, but you persist. I got 5 pieces of leather for this. And then the nose approach first, he's focused on tails scraping hides stretched across wooden frame. Scraping hides. Broad shoulders hunched in concentration. The muscles in his forearm flex with practice stroke of his curved knife. And the tool and wipes stained apron hands on his apron. Well met, Smith. Sorry about, well, the smell. Is there anything you need? Staggers over a pit of limes. Dean calls it makes you a long pole. He then proceeds to what you said and pauses in his toil. That's very kind of you, but I'm afraid I can't get my hopes up. My debt's substantial. I can't believe a stranger like you would pay off. To mixing lime with more vigour than before. Anyway, back to the forge. A new day is dawn. Well, she went back to her place and gave her some food, so that's fine. I lost my well-fed bonus of the day. I am already at 100. I'm a further way there for paying him off. Ooh, seeing how the crows want a job. These two. Wow, these guys want them. Like, all my points. Thankfully I'm getting a level up. But if I want points for scrapping, I'm going to need to take one of these two. Let's see, 500 XP, 50 for Valors, gold, and a mystery item. Why do you need such deftness? Feeling quick, fast enough as we off a fly. The spying wasp making nests out of the town used to be called Hobbs Hollow. Damn bugs killed my last crew. I'm not after revenge or anything pity like that. Spying wasp venom can sell for more gold, if you know the right buyer. What's in the sack? All the time, revealing a clattering heap of yellowing human bones. Her grin is horrific. My old crew, what's left of them. Do you want them? Only 20 fellas. Why didn't you just bury them? I thought I'd be able to sell them for something. There's a spying wasps and Creed Haven. Before the bill was clear, Cinder disturbed their hive, they stripped them down to the bone in minutes. The rest of them tried to run, but those things fly like arrows. I made it out because Essen held the door shut. Might consider of him. May he rest in peace. Spine wasp hives are nomadic. So I stuck back a week later when they'd gone and collected the vital what remained of my friends. Minus the spiners, of course. Track the spine wasps at Hobbs Hollow. And you take one down and I'll have enough venom to pay a month of hot dinners. Make count, Smith, else the wasp on my spine. Well, it gives me one more faction point with the crows. I'm hoping for a lot more cash, but then I can always go to the shop afterwards and sell stuff to make more money, so it's interesting. And who knows, maybe getting some points with this faction might lead to something interesting. You want speed. I also want a broad point. It's more a swatter than anything else, to be honest. me put a cross section on it because it's not sharp a blade if it's not sharpened. Well, that's good for that, so I'll put a fuller in. Sap some weight out of it. Put a curve fuller on it. Yeah, it's a simple blade, so probably balances back here. Give us some good speed. Mobility goes down on that. Yeah, my whole mobility. Probably because the weight goes up. Like, a lot. These are heavy. These, on the other hand, are very light. Good for fast-paced slicing knifing. Short, sharp, stiff blade with high mobility and speed. Higher than what you asked for. What Senna asked for, so I'd rather have a sharp point tip, to be honest. Watching Beer Bloods well up, she nods satisfied. It'll do. She hasn't brought a sack of bones. Perhaps she found a buyer. While we off, those wasps won't harvest themselves. Maybe you should find yourself a new crew before you leave the city. Oh, I'm a sole survivor. Other crows won't trust me. They think I'm a backstabber or something, or worse, bring her a bag of luck. Now the payments tries out your workshop, pausing at the threshold. If I live to see you again, I'll buy you a drink. Well, my blades are pretty high speed, and that's slightly higher speed requirement than you asked for. Oh, and I got a new pigment, indigo. It's nice. And a level up. Which means we can now get our sword part bending. So I can now bend the blades, the edges in to make some really fancy looking blades. With that, say salvaging mastery, so yield 15% higher. Adds the ability of polishing. I think I'll take Organized Mind first because it'll give me 9 action points, which means I can do more swordsmithing each day. That's this. Sell. See, oh, it's this Oscar. I actually didn't see him yet. You can locate a carpenter at one of Erin Bay's timber yards. Sawmills have been constructed in the shadows of the sea walls. Here, teams of workmen operate teetering cranes, hoisting in lumber from river boats anchored outside the sea. Now, if I was the sea, I would try and figure out how to extend the barrier. The bigger that barrier gets, the more area you can have to work with people. Keep your city walls where they are, but build like palisades further out. Lesser walls, and slowly build them up into new walls. Essentially go Titans, like Attack on Titan. Expand the city so far, build new walls, expand the city again, build more walls. Hell's bells, even if you don't extend the magical barrier section. Just expanding, putting guard towers further out, keeping the monsters at bay, would allow the guys outside the city to slowly start creating farms outside the city and slowly build the community up. Make them better. Oscar is sheltering from the sun in a pavilion just outside the mill. He raises an eyebrow as you approach and spits out a wad of tobacco. Half the forests are dead, so don't complain about my prices. Book Oval Grips Volume 2. I'll sell you some of my stuff. I'll salvage that. Good for salvage. Now for creative decorations, your customers are not going to ask for it. Ask for them. No. May ask for other things, but not those. We'll buy 20 wood. Unfortunately, it's knocked me what I wanted to do, which was get my cash up. No one knows. There's rumours, killed his wife, she killed him, they killed each other, slandering the name of a good man. That's what it is, all for the sake of idle gossip. I won't believe a thing you hear, folks just like the sound of their own voices. Until our paths cross again, Smith. Well, I can still forge. I don't know what getting rank up with that does. I can forge you for 10 fallers, which is good, might be a thing because I'm going to have to pay for my keeping everything. Quite often change the thickness. Gives me sharpness to begin with. And then you fix across the section. I think 2 wax. And I've already got the sharpness up. There'll be some sharpness. I did though. Not quite enough. Wasn't quite enough for my thing. Good as new, maybe better. I bet I could slice all these other nights than I. And a lot of people keep saying me that. It's like they lament your name, Smith. Like, I don't want to lament my name. I want to praise my name. Praise my name is good. What does finesse even do for me? I think it's like better part. No, diplomacy should be bartering. Knowledge? I don't know. Right, we'll be level 9 next anyway. So we've got side fillers. Might need that, might not. Organized mine I think would be the best one first, because that will let me the ability to forge. I have 9 forger points in a day, and thus net me some extra forge, some extra products. And if I can do an extra forging, I can take a better. There might be like a 4 and a 5, or I can go for like a 6, which pays better. Quite often pays better, and still have 3 points left to do others. To do a second, do 2 of these cheap 10 pointers, cheap fix me up ones, and still do a cheap fix me up and several of the other ones. With a pair of 4s, I could do 2 4s and still do a fix me up. So that'll increase my productivity quite a bit. That's with you for a second, I was just stirring something. Right. Unfortunately, I do not have the points for anything else today. And the day. Minus 20. Daily profit was only 15. I made 7. We'll visit. Keep making sure she's well fed. Not much at all rationing, but still feast by standards. The thing is, if I keep bringing food every now and then, food as I go, I wonder if I should have been doing that with the kid. That's all left. I've still been leaving these guys alone, that's the problem. Oh, Julian from the Crows has come, and 2 Julians have come. I cannot afford that one. As I was saying before, if I had an extra point and I'd be able to do this one. Or I could do this one, this one. If we do the 6, you're the one to go to. Nice here in civilization, isn't it? Yeah, nice and soft like a pig's belly. They're one of those guys. Steel, helmet, fallas. What are you offering? 120 fallas. This is good. And, ooh, a book. Books are nice. You have 100 fellas. I can't even afford you. We only 80 to begin with. And you're a cheap 10. You know what? You are giving me something better. If I had the extra... I need an extra 2 points actually to both of them. Cost me more steel. He nets me gives me steel. Less experience, more cash. I'll do your thing because I want to get that book. Every book we gain is another way we can forge. Wow, you're a big boy. You wanted a big sword. But the tip is so far away from them. 6 unique engravings. They're all unique. And a narrow tip as well. I'm going to change the width, make it wider. But then put a taper. Won't do much impact, but dear God, this thing will slice off, will slice and dice. Right. Everything else after this is for the... Ooh, fancy. these fees in. Not mining stone, that's a guard. You got connectors. Again, done. What is a Faru? I think that's top there, but these don't make much sense. When I put it on before, I said it wouldn't be too. Nice. Blacksmith's companion for the end. Nice this pommel. Balance is drawn back quite a bit. This thing is sharp. Well, it will be if I actually put an edge on it. I just realised, looking at it like, I haven't actually given you an edge. This thing is high speed mobility, and dear God, it will take off sharp as well. This thing will slice and dice you out from 100 feet. Actually, that's a really long sword. Blade length is 93 centimeters. That is a Zweihander territory. I do have some nice levers though. E. That is really nice. I actually like that. Okay, let's get some engraving done because Egypt wants engraving on his sword. Unique ones. Okay, well I'll put a random assortment of patterns in this. Oh, there's 6 unique engravings. They're rubbish. Emblem. Slice and E. This beats every requirement he asked for. It's actually really sharp, high speed despite its length. This thing is fast. Probably change the thickness a little bit actually. Okay. Slicehander. The plump man smiles like a contented seal as he draws the sword. Part way, the steel glimmers. Fine blade indeed. Perhaps I should recommend your services to my friends. Slicehander. And we got saffron now. I can make my blade in multiple colours. There you go, book now, the War of Talents. What does that give me? So it gives me Quillian's Steps, Connector Bloom, End Cap Fanned, End Cap Notched, and 6 more. Your customers are not going to ask for them, apparently. Basically ask for designs from this book. So they won't ask for a lot of these decorative ones. They won't ask for because they're just decorations. More decorative. But customers may ask you for the other ones. Oh boy, I need a steel. Well, I can do 3 of these. Quick, simple, easy, because you guys don't know what you're doing. kid you not, they don't know what they're doing. Bum bum bum. Yep, I have a need, boy. I have a need. Thing is, I can make a couple of these at a time. They don't cost me any material whatsoever. To I mean, I just do that. It's like bum 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 bum. Hey, two nameless souls. Two of those made in quick, rapid succession. I have nothing to salvage, so that's unfortunate. Sell the quell. Plated grips. Because we'll ask for them. Clean kosher customers are never going to ask for them. I don't know what a preen is. I mean, grips, I understand. But preen? 75 for that, yeah, but salvage and get some steel out of it. 13 steel, so it's like not that much from buying extra thing, to be honest. There's 20. I made 67 because I spent mostly him. The den. I believe that's the bar. Oh, nope, the den is a bar on its own. Okay, it becomes apparent that the den is much more than a tavern. It's a shrine to past glories and future conquests. The taxidermy's head of a colossal bear is mounted like a grim totem watching over the crowd. Patrons drink beneath it as if in absence of the voice they found a new unspeaking deity. Bar's clientele are men and women whose scars outnumber their teeth. The timber columns are notched with marks of prior brawls, and the rough floors being scrubbed, but not quite well enough to remove the ancient stains of beer and any suspected blood. Hanging from the hideous moon over the main hall is the taxidermied head of a colossal bear. Clearly unnatural in origins, fanged and terrible, horns branch from its misshapen skull, grasping at the ceiling like claws. I failed. It can't be real. Your eyes chase its stitching around its jaw and the face where it once slashed in battle. Those things roam the wasteland, but I've never seen such vivid evidence. Scarred ruffians of the bar are known as crows, because like crows, they're cunning scavengers. Pecking at the wounds of the dying world, warriors and wanderers, the crows venture outside of and keep working as sellswords for mad warlords or plunder wastelands for loot from bygone age. The den is where they drink to forget what they have seen. The crows make up the bulk of the den's customer base, but there are others. A man sits in the corner, soft features and slight build, mark him as an outsider. By the hearth, a bard plucks at his loot. At a nearby table, a pair of gruff off-duty guardsmen play cards. I'm gonna leave. You just step out onto the street. You notice a drunk crow from earlier. The one who was arguing the barkeep. He slumped in the gutter, half conscious with dried vomit plastered over his tunic. Charnas, what have he done to you? Right, the mumbling crow's glassy eyes do not focus on you. Water from the nearby trough, slightly sobered, his eyes only focus on you. Who are you? I'm the new blacksmith in town. Come on, let's get you on your feet. To the Doesn't matter anymore. You half drag the huge man to the nearby inn. The man at the front desk promises to see him safely to bed. Ooh, I got a good deed for the bench evening. And the crows like me better. I wonder if they can, do things for me. Alright, did you bring anything back with you? Helps unlock more skills. Well, nothing at the moment. Lots of books though. Right, I need multiple pay jobs. Ooh, Corphon 700. That's a lot of XP. That's a lot of cash. Where are you headed in such a hurry? The man pushed through the door. He's dressed in full travelling leathers. His heavy steps seem to take the dust from the rafters. The far mines. His jaw works like he's chewing the stones. Of course, sent my daughter there. The theft, they said. She never saw anything in her life. 10 years, but who knows if she'll survive that long. She's been a slip of a girl. Mines devour prisoners like a toad devours ants. If we make it out, we disappear into the waste. We become crows on the wind. Better than an alternative, I reckon. Armed and numerous, I know. I trained half of them. Where's the sword hand? Isn't the knuckles pop? Spent 10 years in the Masked King's service. Now I'll use everything they've taught me to rob them of one prisoner. What kind of blade do you need? Something with a weight behind it. Not as fast as I used to be, but I'm plenty strong. You know what? It's 5 points. 19 things, but your payout is massive. Before I start forging though, I need to possibly get some more. Do I have any scrappable? No. Peddler gives me scrap. Coil gives me main iron. I've spent most of my cash on that, but for this job, I need to make certain I have plenty of material on hand. Because while I can make the sword thinner, making the extra bits for it, it'll use up more metal. Doesn't need to be fast, just need to have a lot of impact. Should be thin enough. We'll add the edge now before I... That's all the sharpness he wants. The impact's still good. I can make more impact by making the tip. Make the put the weight on the point. So make it a leaf style. Actually, what if I invert it? Oh. Taper thickness. needed. And then make the points sharper again. That's actually looking like a pretty nice blade, to be honest. If we add a fuller, smooth fuller, recoil the weight of the blade, take some of the weight out of this. Take some of the weight out, keep it high impact, mobility good. I don't really care about the guard, to be honest. Nice bent horseshoe shape. End caps. But not a pommel, so... hand and a half, so I just need to extend this one up. That gives me some speed. Sharpness is only one, so that's fine, but he's fine with that. That's lightweight. See, I used extra points, so it's a good thing I bought the extra steel, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this. Point balance is back here a little bit. That's better, a bit more towards the handle. Crow on the foot. Black. Yeah. I'm gonna call this hope. So I'm giving him hope. In terms of blade, give him a bit more sharpness. Hefts the blade for its weight. He brings it up to guard position, shifts to a thrust, and a cut. Good steel. He straps the sword to his belt. His movements are automatic, muscle memory from a decade of service. 3 days ride to the mines, 4 if the weather's fine turns. What we do is succeed. Rinfia and me will be gone. Pair of crows flapping on the roost to roost. Train my sword arm for shelter and food. We'll never set foot in the keep again. It won't be easy, but the better fate than what await so in the far mines, at least we'll be together. The bridled horse is waiting in the street outside your forge. No thief in a trough. Devon hoists himself into the saddle with one foot in motion, his new sword shimmering at his side. Farewell, Smith. Whether my fortune be fair or foul or fair even, we'll never cross paths again. I wish you good health and better luck than I. Hope. If he trained half of them, I think a lot of some of those guys might actually stand down, just on the sheer fact it's their mentor. No, that's actually got me all the money I needed. Thank God for that. Couldn't control a carrot with that thing. I thought so. Why does everyone have this blade? Everyone has this blade. I don't know where everyone's getting it from, but everyone's got it. I mean, fixing it is really easy because you just do that. Yep, that's over 10. Name a sword, no 20 XP, no 10 fellows for me. I have nothing to convert, so I'm going to have to make another one of these. 2 of these, probably. I mean, I'd love to be working on the old ones. I really would, but... it's thick, this is way too thick. I need a broad point. Or a point would be good. I mean, it's a nice Nordic looking blade. That is a nice design. I'd love to put some little strap handles and stuff. That's beautiful. That's pretty. Someone had to design that. That is beautiful. That is nicely done. Okay? That is nice. I like that sort of work. Let's see. We don't got no scraps though, so... no. Nope. You guys don't bring me swords. I don't even have to do much with them. I know what to do to make them right. The blade was not thick. The blade was too thin and fat. The edge was fat, it was very convexed, not hollow grind. Now, technically speaking, hollow grind would cut really well, but they have a nasty habit on certain things being hung up because the grind bends inwards, so it gives like a suction area, but it makes a really nasty wound. We do need to buy some steel. I can now afford to pay Caswin's debts. I haven't got any word yet from him, so I've left a few days. What do you want? I follow your hand as you count out 300 thalers on into his desk. Clink eases the tension in his fleshy face. No, he said, I'm not a man of my word. Caswin's indentures terminated, effective immediately. Please give my regards to Lucas when you next see him. Tell him we're even. Approach with yep, scraping the hide. Oh, that's Smith. Sorry about the smell. Is there anything you need? I've paid off your debts, you're free. Says you're uncomprehending. He glances towards the office building, then back at you. There must be some mistake. My indentures has 10 more years. Around you, other workers have paused their task, watching the exchange with guarded interest. You're serious, aren't you? How much did you pay? Don't worry about that. Focus on your freedom. Thank you, Smith. Really. This means I have my life back. I don't know how I can repay you. The place on my forge if you want it. Nods mechanically, still processing. Then, as if reality sinks in, he stands straighter. A flush of colour turns to his sallow cheeks. Well, the skills I have are yours. I'll see you tomorrow. With a newfound purpose, he tucks his skinning knife into his waistband and goes to wash himself clean of the tannery's stench. So I now have him in my forge. Are you prepared to open the shop for the day? There's a knock on your door. Caswin stands before you, a broad smile on his face. Hello, Smith. I'm here for the assistant job, if you still want me. I didn't go for all that trouble just to leave you to starve. How does it just follow you inside? He steps into your forge, looking around with a praising gaze. Like what you see? Reminds me of home. He brushes his fingertips over your rack of tools, lingering for a moment on each. Been a while since I've set foot in a forge. Welcome to the shop. Thank you again. You won't regret this. You grab a broom and begin sweeping away yesterday's ashes. And before I forget, if you want to buy levers, don't go to the tanner. You get better prices if you go to the huntress. Her rates are cheaper, and I can tan the hides she sells. If you found a drink at the den in the evenings. That does sound worthwhile. I'll pay her a visit. Crosses Catherine's face as he sweeps. He turns away quickly to hide it. Yay, I have the apprentice. What do you do? Excellent. He just upped me by 1. Oh, that's good. That means I have... Ooh, that means when I get the other skill I have 10. Oh, that means we can smith more things. The more we smith, the more cash we make, the more cash we make, the more we can do. For once though, you catch him in a moment of respite. Thanks again for pulling me out of the tannery. And keep Alp as I can. What do you know about the Marshal? He's the Masked King's right hand. He commands the sea watch and oversees law and justice in the sea. The Masked King doesn't give speeches. The Marshal makes up for that. He gives a lot of speeches. Whenever there's a parade, he's the one on the podium declaring some new law or tax. Always good for our own good, of course. Are people really loyal to the Masked King? Depends on what you mean by loyal. Most folk in Keep are grateful to be inside these walls. Everyone knows the Masked King keeps us safe. Without him, we'd be fodder for the crows. And then there's the other side of the coin, isn't there? Terror. People fear what would happen to them if they weren't loyal. Halberg League. Well, you can probably guess how I feel about them, seeing as they kept me in the tannery for a little more than a slave for near 5 years. See, his debt should have been done, indentured debt should have been done way earlier. But he was a good worker, so the guy kept on piling interest on him. The emblem is the armoured fist clutching at wheat. The wheat represents prosperity. The fist, well, that speaks for itself. Break a contract with the League and they break you. Simple as that. The Marshal looks the other way. The Masked King too. Maybe they're in the League's pocket. Or maybe they just need what the League brings in. Either way, there's no justice to be found when the Halberg League decides you belong to them. Let's get back to work. Yes, of course. Right, so we have our new 4G. An extra point. So I can now do... Wow, lots of 8s. If we hadn't, we needed 1 extra point anyway, so next day we can do 9s. Have 9s all the time. And not enough steel to start. Lots of XP though. And we have not got a lot of money. Currently I don't need anyone with gold, so that'll buy the steel I need. Some of these jobs require a lot of steel. But now I have Iago. So he's offering me 100, he's offering me 8. Both giving me the exact same amount of thing. It's a much better crow offer job. Yeah, I'll get a rank up with any of these jobs. The thing I can't do here is because he offered me 141. Standard 10. So I'll do this because I got one scrap out of it as well. I'd say don't lose it next to this one as well, but you're a crow and quite frankly I don't think you know what to do with it yourself. Well, balance is going to be out well out right now because it needs to get length. Impact down, stiffness up, that's fine. We can make the stiffness come back. Or rather, I should say we can make the impact come back. And my leaf design. Oh, there's something. I'll give me an impact, but I think I put the wrong fit, take the wrong width. If I wanted a narrow point on it, I'd be going, you know what? That'd make a great competition chopper. Depends on whether we get the impact back. What if I change width a little? There we go. Still got the impact, good. Still got the sharpness, good. The stiffness. I suppose if I make the blade thicker, like that. I don't maintain weight and stiffness for that. Still sharp. Really sharp point at the end, that's good. One-hander. So this one's the impact went up even further. I could actually reduce the taper width here a little bit. Make it less ridiculously pronounced. Right, now I need to get the balance back beautifully. Oh, that is perfectly positioned. Nice. Good. Middle point balance is towards here, but there's still plenty of impact. Still got to be 20 feet steel for it though. Initial makeup, initial block, and then extra. She sets the blade edge with her teeth, gnawing on the metal. Tastes nice and sharp. Should punch through leather and bone alike. Back to the ruins then. The dead won't rob themselves. He strikes from your workshop with an explosion of his wheezing laughter. What's the name of the sword? Got 80 pounds for that. Heavy shackles and old tools. On the plus side, I can shred these two for steel, so that's good. 20 steel out of that, I think. I'd like to have the well-fed points give me 10 points, but having him in the stack thing is really going to help out, because now we have it. Now we can do 9 action points a day. We get organized mind, and we get 10 points a day. So we'll be able to do a 9-pointer or an 8-pointer, a side job, a quick 1-pointer, and still have a point left over to salvage. I mean, salvaging master is also pretty nice because that gives me extra. Will up my salvage. I'm not sure what polishing is going to do for me. Side follows, understand that. Understand that because then you can add materials to the runes and whatnot. And there will be a book or something that teaches me how to make runes. I won't be able to look at these. I had to unlock one before it, but I'm going to say bookkeeping is probably increase my cash making. Well, again, that's probably skilled saleswoman. Probably gives me extra cash. Advanced blade shaping, practical mastery, aesthetic mastery. Yeah, these are definitely going to be boosting these. Strong hands, which will give me toughness. But I want to organize mine first, because that'll give me the extra points. And if I can make 10, if I've got 10 points, then I can do a lot more smithing. I mean, with 10 points we'd actually do one, say that, and then 2 of these. With a well-fed bonus, we can get extra stuff. Strong hands might increase my action points as well. But that's going to be it for this one. I'm really sad that I didn't save the kid. Probably should have done something beforehand. Hell, I would love to have saved the family, to be honest. Probably should have made sure to visit them more. But, c'est la vie. When we come back, folks, more smithing. And hopefully we can save Shyvana. Get a medical treatment before it goes wrong. But that's all for next time. So until then, folks, I'll catch you all later. See ya.